Welcome to Master the Game. I am Juce. I'm here with Paula, and we're doing RPG a Day 2019. Today's word is mystery. What are we going to talk about? Let's get started. All right, so today's word is mystery. Paula.
Well, I've been leading us off quite a few of the last couple videos.
So it's me.
So I'm going to let you go first.
So, first of all, if you haven't been watching, and this is your first one, make sure to subscribe. You can watch all the future ones. Go back, watch the playlist for all the previous ones, and hit that like button. Let us know in the comments below who tells the better story. And at the end of the month, we're going to do a poll and see who was more entertaining and who had the better stories. So, mystery. I do not play a lot of games that involve a lot of mystery. I don't run games with a ton of mystery. I don't play games that involve a lot of mystery. Why
do you think that is?
I just am not into that kind of stuff that much. Even you watch TV shows that have to do with that. I am not that into it. I think for running it, because of the way, from my experience with role-playing games, you can't ever predict where players are going to go. And so sometimes with mysteries, you sort of plant clues because you're steering them a certain way, right? Like, it's important that this clue leads to this. Right?
I mean, yeah, but you don't have to have it doesn't have to be perfect.
Yeah, I wouldn't know what to do if it wasn't. I guess that it's the thought of it is hard. I guess I don't know how to do it. I would need some help. The only mystery really that I do in a game is, who is the villain? Who is doing these things? But it's not like this. You have to solve this and this and this to figure it out. Not like a huge detective case or something.
Yeah, I mean, I think my struggle if I were running a mystery game would be how do I give them enough information about a scene so that they know what to ask, but also not give them so much information or just specific details that railroad them into asking. So it's sort of hard. It's kind of a balance thing.
Mm-hmm. The most I did when I was running games at Grand Land for Adventurers League, we had some players who didn't really care about the Adventurers League aspect as much, and the system wasn't working, so we decided to do my homebrew. The same city that you and your brother and them started off in, Browerhans, where then you guys went up into the mountains and stuff. And you fought the necromancer.
Yeah.
Do you remember that? So anyways, the same thing. The mystery of the Black Hand, right? So in it, there's people going missing from a city. And they're not sure why. It just, in the morning, people are gone. And it's a couple people here and there. But over time, they've had some stragglers, some zombies that had worked their way back into the town, and they were missing their hands. And they were identified as some of the people who were missing. And there was some odd things, like their hands were missing. When someone went missing from their house, there was a black handprint on the door, which the players in the one group at Grand Land discovered. It was a tar that there were tar pits that were located northwest near these caves, which ended up being goblin caves. So then they were like, well, it seems like maybe goblins are doing this. So they started on this wild goose chase that had nothing to do with it, just because that's where the tar was. I threw them a curveball. I purposely did it because they weren't ready for it.
That doesn't seem like it would make that much sense, because if you dip your hand in tar, then you're gonna walk a couple hours.
No, you don't do it like that. No, it's not like that. So anyways, they just used that's just what was used.
Oh,
so anyways,
it seems like it would solidify.
And that's not actually where the tar was from. But
anyway,
that was the nearest known tar pit.
Point is,
you're going off. You're interrupting my story. I've got my story.
Fuck your story.
I'm saying is I purposely steered him the wrong way to level him up a little and then fight the necromancer and his zombies and his mimics that spit out the hands that had been cut off of the zombies and animated. So he had like multiple monsters. He was building an army of undead, basically.
Oh, okay. So the point is that that's the closest you've gotten to a mystery.
Yes.
Okay.
I think it was a poor roll that led them towards the goblins, too. But I don't remember exactly.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
So...
I was improvising, too. Come on. Like, I was improvising it. Like, oh, well, what material is the hand? I was like, oh, shoot. Tar. Like, I couldn't think of anything that was black. And, like, so I said tar. And then I was like, right. But it was like a spur of the moment, like, hey, I've got 4 people here, or 5 people asking me questions left
it's
and
black.
right.
What's black? Obsidian.
No, it wouldn't have been like that. I was trying to think of something like sticky or whatever. So there was, but it ended up being a lot of fun, and they fought like some elves on the way. It ended up being about 5 sessions more than you guys with your brother before they ever got to the necromancer. So it was I thought it was better done. It told a better story actually than our game with your brother. But some of them were more into the RP. It was funny because one of them got in trouble with the elves that they had fought. Like, it started as like these elves saying, "Why are you trespassing in our forest?" Da, 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 da. And then so it was interesting.
Okay.
So what about you for mystery?
So mystery. So I was thinking, those dice you can buy that kind of like randomize your character.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Right, you know what I'm talking about?
The races and classes?
Yeah, where it's like you have a die that you can roll for like your race, and there's a die you can roll for your class, and then you can roll for like your alignment and everything like that. I was thinking about that because like usually that's something I'm a little bit more opposed to.
You wouldn't do that.
It's really hard for me to do
that.
What
if I end up with a fighter?
What if I end up with... No, it'd be like a dwarven...
A half-orc fighter!
Yeah, if
no, I'm ugly and I'm a fighter. I don't want to play this. This is terrible. Fighters aren't fun. It's stupid. Can I just kill my character? Can it be death by farming? Can he become a farmer?
Half-orc farmer.
Actually, I heard someone say recently they used to do the roll of the straight stats. And if you didn't meet the stats to hit your minimum for the class they wanted to play, they would just be like, oh, they become a peasant, death by farming. It was like old 2nd edition.
That's funny.
But
okay. So anyway, so I was thinking of that because like I'm not very good at doing something like that, right? Because
you can't min-max it the way you want.
Yeah.
Or power game it.
Yeah, it's hard for me. But it'd probably be a really good exercise for me to go through and kind of be like forced into playing a different type of character or a random type of character.
Yeah, like how you wouldn't play a spellcaster at all until we kind of were like, why don't you try it?
Some sort of mystery character.
Fine, I'll try it. 2 sessions later. This is so cool! I love being able to do all these different spells. And look what I get at this level.
Shut up, whatever. You're always a fighter.
I just enjoy it.
Always a fighter.
Because I don't have to put a lot of thought into it.
You know?
I can focus on just role-playing what I want.
So why are you giving me shit about, like, always playing the same?
Because you're not willing to try other things, usually. You're more apprehensive. I am willing to. I just hate wizards.
I mean, just like a regular fighter.
I know, I got you.
Right? I mean, like, well, because I'm
a champion fighter.
No, I'm thinking like 2nd edition, you have like fighter classes and, like the fighter set, and it's like the barbarian ranger fighter all end up in the fighter.
Kinda.
In the warrior section. So I'm thinking like that, like just like a regular fighter. I have not played.
So like no barbarian, no fighter, none of that. You've never.
No, I've played like a barbarian.
Oh, okay. Ranger. You just haven't played in 5e like the fighter.
Just the fighter.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
With the weapon specialization from 2nd edition.
Yeah, and I haven't played a dwarf, and I haven't played a half-orc.
Okay.
And I haven't played a warlock.
You would like warlock.
I've played like a wizard, not in 5th edition, but like in 3.5 I played a wizard before.
I feel like it's a pretty dull class.
And then everything else I've played.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what else?
I shouldn't say dull. I just don't think there's enough flavor in 5th edition for a wizard. For me.
Oh, okay.
They're very similar, and even when you take the different schools, it's not that... I don't know. Maybe it's because I haven't played it, but it seems like there's not that much of a difference.
Yeah, I think I like the concept behind a sorcerer and a warlock a little bit more. Like,
yeah,
that's
you could do
really the
core book is limiting with the sorcerer. Like, you really have two different types, like the wild magic or the draconic ancestry. But like when you had like the tempest, they could still add a lot more like sub sorcerer classes.
Oh yeah,
that I think would be really cool. And I know people have like, so there's a, if you guys are interested, there's a downloadable PDF on my site called like Sorcerous Origins. One of my friends, Chepe Fawntrotten, used to be around a lot on YouTube. He actually made it. I put like 70 hours into this PDF. I think I've shown you. It's got like a Medusa style sorcerer.
Oh yeah.
The blood magic sorcerer. Yeah. So it's got a lot of different ones.
And there was that one point where you said, "Hey, you can use this."
Yeah, I let all my players use it if they want.
But
they're very unique.
Yeah, you wouldn't let. Yeah, there was like one group we've played with before that, like, you know, you're usually like, okay, only published.
It just depends.
You know,
I think it.
But
I'm okay with allowing people to do stuff not published. Like, you just got to show me and let me see it, and I'll probably approve it. As long as you didn't create it that night because you wanted the most powerful thing. Like, if you came to me with a class, I'd probably have to comb over it pretty tight. But, like, you know, if Andre or Brian were to say, "Hey, I came up with this. What do you think?" I'd probably be like, "Oh, okay, cool." And if I wanted to nerf it later for some reason, they would probably be okay with it.
Yeah.
You would argue with me. It's not that bad. He does this. You'd point the fingers at the other people doing cool shit. I know how you are. That person's a monk. They can do everything.
Your impressions of me are terrible.
It's great.
You've done so many in this video, too.
I have. The blood... So anyways, this downloadable PDF is on my site. If you go to downloads, I think it's under like... It might be under Dungeons and Dragons or something. If it's not there, let me know and I'll send you it through like Google Drive. But it's got blood sorcerer, blood magic sorcerer, a Medusa bloodline sorcerer, which is cool. It's got some cool stuff in there. Yeah, I think there's like 8 different things. Maybe there's a few more. Mm-hmm. But yeah.
I might need to check that out.
Yeah, I've made you check it out before.
I know, but I mean, like...
I'll show you again.
Next time we play.
That's fine. We got to get a pickup game going.
Yeah, I'm working on it.
I know. So, anyways, this is Master of the Game. I am Juice. This was Paula. And we just want to say, may your dice roll very high, unless you're playing against me. And game on.